The Ukrainian military shot down 5 Russian military aircraft in 3 days in early March, raising the question. Welcome, everyone. In today's video, we're going to tell you Russia reveals 4 new military aircrafts and shocks the entire world. How many aircraft does Russia have? This is a complicated subject, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The figures mentioned in international indices are frequently distant from reality. But before we proceed the further video, if you're new to this channel, remember go ahead and to hit the bell icon to subscribe so you won't miss the informative videos we will upload in the future. Objective data can only be gathered by thoroughly analyzing open source intelligence, which was reasonably easy to obtain before 2022. Prior to the outbreak of a full-fledged conflict against Ukraine, the Russian Defense Ministry frequently published information on aircraft orders and transfers, as well as tail numbers and regimental distribution. While access to such information has become more difficult, it is still possible to compile pretty complete data on the number of aircraft in the Russian military. The Russian military's tactical aviation consists of numerous types of aircraft, the majority of which are variations of the Sukhoi Su-27 fighter aircraft. In addition to the Su-27, which is increasingly being replaced by newer aircraft, the Russian military also has Sukhoi Su-30, Su-35, and Su-33 fighter aircraft, designed particularly for air-to-air combat. Meanwhile, the Su-25 attack aircraft and Su-24 bombers are largely used for ground attack and bombing, respectively. The Su-25, Su-24, Su-27 and Su-33 are no longer produced. Thus, their loss can only be compensated for either repairing them at storage bases or by developing new aircraft. The Su-34, one of Russia's most often utilized aircraft in Ukraine, is a variant of the Su-27. Ukrainian publications refer to it as a fighter bomber, although Russians regard it as a pure bomber and equip bomber battalions with this aircraft. Another common type of fighter aircraft is the Mikoyan MiG-31 heavy interceptor, which is intended specifically for intercepting and engaging large, high-altitude, fast-moving aircraft. A small number of MiG-31 aircraft have been converted as hypersonic missile transporters for Russia's air-launched Kinzhal ballistic missiles. Finally, the Russian military has a few fifth-generation Su-57 fighter aircraft, as well as 3 variants of the MiG-29 fighter aircraft, the traditional MiG-29, the naval variant MiG-29, and the multi-role MiG-35. Let's break down the numbers. Beginning with fighter aircraft at the start of 2022, the Russian Air Force had more than 100 Su-27 seconds in service, including 37 Su-27 and 2007, and Su-27 and Su-27 and Su and OP. Some of these aircraft have been spotted near Czechoslovak Kaliningrad Oblast. The 3rd Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment in Crimson Cross, Nodar CRI, and the 38th Fighter Aviation Regiment in Baalbek occupied Crimea. The air bases in Krasnodar, CRI, and annexed Crimea are part of Russia's campaign against Ukraine. According to the Dutch Ocent Defense Analysis website, Oryx no Su-27 losses have been reported thus far. This is most likely due to the fact that Su-27 are mostly operated over Russian-controlled territory, do not execute strike missions, and are only used for air defense. Several more Su-27 are in storage and might theoretically be brought back into service. It is also important to consider the probable transfer of roughly 24 Su-27 from Belarus, which were decommissioned in 2012 at the commencement of the full-scale war. The Russian military had 107 to 30 a 2-seater fighter aircraft with more powerful engines and avionics, and Su-30 M2s, a variant fitted with more modern Su-35 engines and ionic in combat formations. This figure excludes personnel stationed in training and testing facilities. These aircraft are stationed in air bases in Russia's Western Military District, including Karlino in Kursk Oblast and Chernihiv, Kaliningrad Oblast. They are stationed in the southern military district at two air bases in Rostov Oblast and Saki, occupied Crimea. Domina in Russia's Jabotinsky Krai is part of the Eastern Military District. All of these air bases, with the probable exception of Chernihiv, have been involved in Russian conflict with Ukraine. According to Oryx 11, Su-30 and Su-30 Sim-2 has been reported lost. Current 30 M2 deliveries do not appear to be more than a half dozen per year. As of the end of 2021, Russia had 101 Su-35s, which are regarded the best aircraft of their class in the Russian Air Force, with the exception of the Su-57, which is still not completely operational. At the start of 2022, the Su-35 were stationed at Petros Airport in the Republic of Karelia, Borisov Air Base in Tver Oblast, a global air base near Vladivostok in Primacy, CRI and OMG Airport in Khabarovsk Krai. Several hundred Su-35 are in testing and training facilities. All regiments equipped with Su-35 are actively involved in Russian hostilities in Ukraine, particularly those stationed at Lvoy Air Base and Diomede Airport, which were the primary group deployed in Belarus at the outset of the full-scale invasion. According to Oryx, confirmed losses total 7, with a potential annual manufacturing capacity of 10 to 12 aircraft. From 1993 to 1996, Russia constructed 26 to 33, although their use in Russia's conflict against Ukraine has yet to be documented. MiG-31 fighter aircraft, notably MiG-31, BMWs, MiG-31 and MiG-31, have been widely deployed by Russia since the start of its full-scale invasion in 2022. MiG-31K carrier aircraft launch control ballistic missiles, while MiG-31BM and MiG-31 provide air defense. They are stationed in Russian and Belarusian airfields as well as in seized Crimea. Russia possessed more than 100 aircraft, including approximately 12 MiG-31KS, while a large number of MiG-31s exist in storage and may potentially be recommissioned. This is unlikely due to their lack of modernization. So far, only one MiG-31 has been confirmed as having crashed at an airstrip in occupied Crimea. As of 2020, 3 MiG-31 are stationed at Montego Air Base in Murmansk Oblast, canceling the airbase in Krasnoyarsk Krai, Perm International Airport in Perm Oblast, Ugly Air Base in Promorsy Krai, and Alisutu Airport in Kamchatka Krai. Russia possesses a few dozen, possibly 100 MiG-29 fighter aircraft in storage. Will Russia put them back into service? In my perspective, it is improbable, as it would be more sensible to prioritize recovering more advanced Su-27. Russia also has MiG-29 seconds stationed at Armenia's Eridani Airport, which is operated by the Russian Air Force. MiG-29KS are relatively new. The Russian Navy ordered 20 MiG-29 fighters and 4 MiG-29 trainers, which are already operational. There is no definite information on how many MiG-29 have been destroyed. Meanwhile, the Russian Air Force has a small number of MiG-35 seconds, a highly modernized version of the MiG-29, but they are nowhere to be found in combat or testing facilities. The Su-57 is Russia's only fifth-generation fighter jet, deemed similar to the United States' F-22 Raptor. By the end of 2022, 1057 had been delivered to training facilities and the DC OMG airport. The Russian Defense Ministry claims that these aircraft are employed on occasion in its battle with Ukraine, but this has not been proven. Let us now focus on tactical strike aircraft, which have been Russia's most important losses since February 2022. Russia's latest tactical aircraft are the Su-34 tactical bombers. Russia has 151, 59 of them at the end of 2023. Even when the full-scale war began, the rate of manufacturing of these aircraft remained constant and did not cover those lost in the conflict.